Hello. Welcome to Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. Please stand and sing our opening song this morning. My soul is welcome here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Stephan. I'm so glad to see you all here this morning, and you chose to spend this time with us. My name is Cynthia Zink, and I'm a spiritual practitioner here at Genesis, and I will be your host for today. Our online host is Eric. If you're watching on Facebook, please say hello to everyone in the comments, share your reactions, and make a connection. And now, if you would please join me in the mission and vision statements. Our mission statement. We are building a vibrant community, cultivating a garden of spiritual growth, honoring vulnerability, creating a safe place of comfort and peace where all are welcome and accepted. And our vision? Genesis is a bright beacon with an unshakable heart of love, accepting all, a home for the soul where we each creatively express our spiritual brilliance. So, our announcements for today. I did everything this morning, but forgot to check the announcements, sorry. We have name tags available at the coffee kiosk. If you would like to put your name tag on so everybody knows your name, that would be fantastic. Yes. Oh, there's so many things I can say. It's that time again. Today after service is our community meeting and potluck. This is an opportunity for open dialogue between the board and the community. Setup and breakdown help is appreciated as we get ready for that. You are invited to take the Kubota Gardens Fall Color Tour on Saturday, October 25th, 10 o'clock. We are getting together with some friends from Northern Lights, and we will be walking the Kubota Gardens. It is a free guided tour. Friends and family are welcome. I think Eric, I think it's full for October 25th, right? Okay. So if you want to go, check in with Eric at the back table there. Cool. Genesis is partnering with Brown Bear Charity Car Wash. For only $12, you'll get a single-use car wash ticket and support our center at the same time. You can pick up you can pick up your ticket at the welcome table, or you can pick up the table. Redeem it at any Brown Bear location and enjoy a clean car while helping Genesis. There will not be a book study today, and I think that is it for now. So as I look over, I am not seeing any guests. Eric, did anybody write online? Okay. I'm glad you are all with us this morning, and please connect with each other as we do our meet and greet now. You can either hug, we are a hugging community, or you can put your hand out if you don't want to hug, or you can stay seated, or you can just do the namaste hands. So please, greet and meet your friends and family from Genesis.
Water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder just in white? Wade in the water. Must be the children of the Israelites, and God's gonna trouble the water. I said, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You don't believe I've been redeemed? Wade in the water. Just see the Holy Ghost looking for me. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. You know God's gonna trouble water. Who's that yonder just in blue? Wade in the water. Must be the children that are coming on through. You know God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the water. Yeah, God's gonna trouble the water. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I would like to take this time to thank everyone that is in service today. Christy Randolph is our morning greeter. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. Eric and Mike are on the projector and video this morning. Gideon will be doing the offering. Jim is our sound tech. Eric is our online host. He does double duty, sometimes triple duty, so. I am the service practitioner. Oh, my name's Cynthia. And Rose Studer, Reverend Rose, is doing our vigil this morning. And what that means is that she is holding us all in a container of love, so that the service is a feeling of love throughout. So now I would like for you all, you can remain seated and join in our centering song. We've been having issues with our projector this morning, so we are going to sing Out Beyond. And you're going to have to sing extra loud because we don't have the words up.
Okay.
Okay.
Out beyond.
If you know the words,
Yeah.
join in. Oh, we do? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See?
It's a miracle.
They happen every day, don't they? Just life itself. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. A field of love, a field of forgiveness, a peace that passes understanding. Out beyond ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. There is a field. I'll meet you there.
So as we take in the meditative vibrations of the gong, I'd like for you to listen to the reading today. It comes from the Science of Mind magazine. And the quote is from Frederick Bales, who was one of Ernest Holmes' students. There is such a thing as the habit of success. The awareness of power grows with use. And Ernest Holmes' quote is from his pamphlet, Know Yourself. I believe we should expect to have the good we want when we want it, and as much of it as we can take and use, knowing that nothing is stored up in this life outside of a state of consciousness. It has no bounds. It is not that we desire to possess, but to have access to the substance that shall flow continuously as supply to meet every need. That is wealth. We do not need more physical strength than we need to live, but to have access to such an abundance of vitality that while we are here, we shall have physical strength to manifest that vitality. That is health. There is no individual good. Good belongs to everyone. The watchword is not exclusion, but inclusion. And the more good we loose, the more good we experience. We are all parts of one tremendous whole whose nature is of God. It is in this divine nature, this inevitable union, that we should consciously walk and talk with the infinite until it becomes dynamic and real, and peoples our life on earth with images of its kingdom. Often unstated in prosperity teachings is that the desire to acquire wealth and possessions and to pile them up can be driven by compulsion and greed. What we ought to actually and healthily seek, Holmes suggests, is a flow of supply through us. Perhaps this appears in the shape of money to then convert into the tools of our art. Perhaps it skips that step and just shows up as the tools. Sometimes the demonstration is finding the means to tackle a problem, and sometimes it's the problem evaporating. Our affirmation: I rightly accomplish and prosper as I persistently keep my desires in accord with God's nature. And if you would join me for prayer. So let's breathe in that breath of life that I know is God, that I know is Spirit, that God is my good and my good is my God. Knowing this goodness is available for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know that it is God within and that it is always available. And I know from this place of unity with God and with each and every person listening to my voice right now, that we are all living in a space of goodness in our lives. And that as we move forward in life, no matter if we go to work every day, if we're retired, if we are serving in our community, no matter what, we are working from that place of good. And knowing that goodness is all we need in life, because, as I said, my God is my good, and my good is my God. That goodness is always there, always available, always present within me. And I know this is true for me, and it's true for each of you. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve. I'm grateful for knowing the teachings of Science of Mind. I'm grateful that God is in our life, in all that we say, in all that we do. And I release my word into the power and the action of the law, knowing that the law has already said yes. The seeds are planted, we are watering and fertilizing them, and they are coming to fruition even as we stand here. And I know that all is well, and that all is good. And so it is. And so now we are going to hear from Stephan Plummer.
Hello, everybody. Hola. Did I hear an hola? I love you, God. Oh, your goodness never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I know you, Father, Mother. I know you as a friend. Oh, I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Join in with me now. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephan. That was wonderful music, very, very heartful. I want to start off by introducing a concept that I recently found out about. It's called a glow-up. Do people know about glow-ups? Not? Okay, good. Largely as ignorant as I have been. So a glow-up is a term for positive personal transformation, typically involving significant changes in appearance and style, and also growth in confidence and maturity. It originated in hip-hop in 2013. Chief Keef's song, "Gotta Glow Up One Day." Gotta glow up one day. And I think a glow-up is what we get when we come to the Centers for Spiritual Living. We elevate our connection to spirit. We bring in, we move into our connection with the universe, and this really sort of elevates our feeling, elevates our appearance, elevates our lives. And so we all are seeking a glow up. It is Indigenous Peoples Day tomorrow. This actually, to me, is a glow up from the previous Columbus Day. Columbus was he did his best, but he was a man of his time, and although he managed to find a path to this world from Europe to the Americas, he isn't really the best representative of European civilization. He was somewhat too brutal and greedy, even for his time. He was actually jailed for being too cruel to the people and sent back. So Indigenous Peoples Day does a lot better. And I'm going to start off with a quote from Chief Seattle. This was a speech Chief Seattle made in 1854, in December of 1854. It was translated to English by Dr. Henry Smith and published in 1887. The version today was from a 1971 script by Ted Perry for a film about ecology. And so this is Chief Seattle's words, but they've been translated into first English and then into modern English. I even took some sexist language out of it, so I've done my own version of it. But it is in essence, you'll find out Chief Seattle's heartfelt thoughts. Every part of the earth is sacred to my people. Every shining pine needle, every sandy shore, every mist in the dark woods, every meadow, every humming insect, all are holy in the memory and the experience of my people. We love this earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. So if we sell you our land, love it as we have loved it. Care for it as we have cared for it. Hold in your mind the memory of the land as it is when you receive it. Preserve the land for all children and love it as God loves us. As we are part of the land, you too are part of the land. You too are part of the land as much as we are part of the land. This earth is precious to us. It is also precious to you. One thing we know, there is only one God. No person, may they be red or white, can be apart. We are all children of God, after all. So, in Burien was the traditional home of what's now called the Muckleshoot tribe. And the Muckleshoot tribe, it sort of was created at treaty time. There was a Muckleshoot reservation set up that still exists southeast of here. In 1887, they did a treaty with Governor Stephen that said, you live on the reservations, we'll give you $35,000 and you'll get to hunt and fish on your traditional lands. And $35,000 doesn't sound like very much then, but it's $700,000 in today's money, which is probably, a lot less than you would pay for Burien and a lot of SeaTac, a lot of this land now, but it was something. They did sell us the land, and we should try to take care of it as best we can. The Muckleshoot lived on the reservation from the 1880s, and they managed. They were resilient. They kept on going. There were about 196 of them for all that time until 1974. And in 1974, there was a Bolt decision that said that the tribes are entitled to hunt and fish in their traditional lands. And so the Muckleshoot are entitled to 50% of the fish that are commercially caught in western Washington. And so this led to them having a fishing business beginning in 1974. And they used the money, the proceeds from their fish business, to start bingo parlors all over the Muckleshoot reservation. And then in 1988, when it became legal to have gambling, they set up the Muckleshoot Casino. And that, they did really well there. They have a bunch of businesses now. They've got the White River Amphitheater, the Muckleshoot Emerald Downs Track, and they created Muckleshoot seafood products, which you can find in a lot of local stores, which is just their brand name for the fish that are caught by indigenous people using, I was going to say using indigenous methods. Really, they use whatever methods they can to catch the fish, but they're doing it sustainably. They're making sure it's sustainable because they're in this for the long haul. They're up from 196 people to 3,300 people living on the reservations, most of them supported by the money from the tribal businesses, which is, they gross $110 million a year. So they're doing well. So they've really had a glow up. And I'm very happy that the tribe that used to live in Burien is still nearby and doing very well. Not all tribes are doing that as well, but they're making it. So we have that going. Ernest Holmes says the combined intelligence of humanity could not create the life of a plant. Yet the intelligence in the creative soil of the earth will produce as many plants for us as we ask when we plant the seed of that which we wish to have created. Plants serve as a beautiful example of the divine design. So our intellect is capable of huge things, especially when we work with each other. But a lot of the most miraculous things we find are things we find when we study nature. When we look at nature and work together with nature, we see some amazing, amazing things. And so, speaking of this, the Nobel Prize in Medicine came out last week, and 2 Western Washington people were involved in this discovery. Fred Ramsdell got his PhD at UCLA, but he lives on Bainbridge Island now. And Mary Brunkow got her PhD in Princeton, but she works now at the Institute for Systems Biology. Both Fred and Mary moved to Bothell, where they worked on all kinds of biological stuff. But what they found was, it's called the regulatory T cells. And so this is a cell. There are problems with autoimmune disorders, which is where our defensive systems of people start attacking the regular cells. And the regulatory T cells stop it so that the body can work together. And just imagine, in maybe some kind of faraway place at a faraway time, maybe there'd be a government that was using the soldiers, which are designed to repel outside invaders, but instead use the soldiers to attack their political enemies in cities around the country. The regulatory T cells in this case would be the courts and the people standing up to this and making sure that the soldiers are used for what they're supposed to be used for, and the people get to, and people thrive. And you can see the kinds of diseases that are caused by autoimmune. Actually, I was surprised to find Alzheimer and bipolar disorder are things that can be treated with these regulatory T cells. It's experimental at this point. Lupus, diabetes, with the regulatory T cells, you can improve the odds of organ transplant. The body will often reject the organ transplant, and what they're doing with these regulatory T cells is making it so that the immune system recognizes that the transplanted organ is part of the body. It's not an enemy. This is like welcoming immigrants into our country. Do we welcome them, or do we think, the transplanted organ is a problem? So there are over 200 clinical trials going on right now exploring different ways that these regulatory T cells can benefit us. So thank you. Thank you, Fred Ramsdell, Mary Brunkow, Shimon Sakaguchi, who got his PhD at University of Kyoto, Japan, and did his work at Stanford, was the 3rd person who won the Nobel Prize for Medicine. So it's nice. I liked reading about it. Not only, I was drawn to it because it's 2 local people, Bainbridge Island and Seattle, but also that it's helping the body to work together. We do need regulatory T cells. We need some kind of watchdog making sure that everything works smoothly. And usually when you don't have the watchdog, things will move smoothly by themselves. But when things begin to go wrong, this is how we can fix it. And it's nice that science and medicine provides this. So I was also excited to see, we ended up staying we ended staying up later than we thought we would on Friday night to watch the Mariners win. And today they're playing my hometown team, the Toronto Blue Jays. So I'm lucky. Whoever wins, it's my team. So I know my team's going to win. But I also know the Mariners have got a lot going for them. They've got resilience. You could see how relentless they were, anyone who managed to watch the game on Friday. Christy and I managed to watch an hour of it during our hour free trial of sports TV. And then we got to listen to it on the radio. But it was good. There were YouTube clips of all the most exciting parts. And now we're thinking, maybe it's worth paying to be able to see the Mariners make their way to the World Series and become world champions. So they already are champions, as we've seen. So Black Elk said, "The holy is everywhere." The holy is everywhere. And so on Indigenous Peoples Day, as we come up to Indigenous People Days, we want to look around for the holiness. Another thing we should know, and I think we know this in CSL, is every experience is sacred. And when we recognize that every experience is sacred, this really is the ultimate glow up. It really enhances our experience of the world because we are sacred. The world is sacred. When we look and see every experience as being sacred, even the ones we might not like, when we see the sacredness in them, we can see the power of spirit working through people, working through us to make things better. And ground yourself in nature, as Chief Seattle encouraged us to. We live in a beautiful part of the country, if you like clouds, which I do. We live, the clouds, the moisture give us this lush vegetation, and all these wonderful people who move here. So this is something we all get to appreciate. Jane Goodall recently died at the age of 91. And she reminds me of Ernest Holmes in that, a couple things. She got to show us how to see the world differently by the experience of grounding herself in nature and seeing every experience as sacred. She grew up and she went to high school, but she was eager to get out of school. When she was done with high school, she was like done with school. Like Ernest, she was ready to get on with her life. And what she did, because she loved nature so much, was she went and worked for Dr. Louis Leakey in Kenya, who was studying the earliest origins of primitive people. And Leakey, when he met her, thought that she would be perfect to send to Tanzania to work at the Gombe Stream National Park. And she worked there for 35 years, from 1990 to 1960 to 1995. And what was interesting about her being, just a high school graduate rather than somebody with advanced degrees was at the time, people studying animals really warned against anthropomorphizing. They're like, do not think the animals are like us. They are not. They're dumb beasts, and you need to study them like dumb beasts. And she didn't see that. She moved in with the chimpanzees, and her job was to get to know them as best she could. And so she really embedded herself with them and got to know them. And she started naming them and seeing their personalities. And she wrote these stories. And generations of chimpanzees are a little shorter than human generations. They have their first babies between age 12 and 15. And so in 35 years, she got to see 2.5 generations. So she got to see grandchildren grow up and become mothers and fathers. The oldest they live, they usually live to be about 50, and Graybeard was the one who she knew who lived to be 50. But there was a mother, a grandmother, whose name I forget, who lived to be 60, who was really her best friend. The grandmother, when she was a young mother, sort of decided that Jane was a good resource for food and for affection, and really got to like Jane, and so palled around with Jane and introduced Jane to all the other chimpanzees so that they no longer feared her or stayed away from her. They included her as part of their community so that she could she could experience all the ways in which they're more like humans. She found out, she was the first one to definitively uncover that animals can use tools. Back when I was a kid, they said, man is the only tool using animal, not women. No, people are the only tool using animals. But no, we know chimpanzees do, we know crows do, we know, but Jane Goodall was the first one to definitively make that step, that of what the capabilities are of these other beings with whom we share the earth. She also found they had an omnivorous diet. People thought they were vegetarians, vegans, but when you get to hang around with them, you see, look, dead rat, young. I'm not sure what they, but they ate. I think they ate like the Tanzanian equivalent of squirrels and birds that they could catch. They couldn't cook, and so it wasn't as large a part of their diet because, you know, sashimi is more of a delicacy than a normal part of our diet. So Jane Goodall, when she came back from Tanzania after 35 years there, she started the Jane Goodall Institute, where they talked about what people can do to treasure the earth, to protect the earth. And her method was really a heart-filled method. She was like, teach children to love nature, and then they'll make sure no harm comes to it. And so for her, it was all about, let's teach you to love nature, to love animals, to see the good, the joy, the wonder, the wonderfulness in all these beings that share the earth with us. And it's working. You know, we find that younger generations care deeply about climate change and about improving our living situation, improving the way we take care of the earth. Jane Goodall is, she was knighted. When you're a woman, they call it dame. So she's a dame commander of the Order of the British Empire. And she was that for her last 22 years. Dame Jane. She was also awarded the Templeton Prize, the Stephen Hawking Medal of Science Communication, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. They made a documentary about her, Jane, which I haven't watched, but I hear gets good ratings on IMDb, in case you want to see more about Jane Goodall. So right now, I'd like us to breathe into our hearts. If you touch your heart, it can sometimes work better. And let's allow ourselves to feel appreciation. Appreciation for a family member, a beloved family member, a beloved pet. Anything you love and appreciate. The Mariners. And as we feel that appreciation, we notice it fills our heart and now begins to fill our bodies. And we can lean back. Just allow yourself to lean back and notice how we connect with the appreciation, how that love holds us, supports us, unfolds within us. See if you can find any difference anywhere where the love stops, where we stop and the love begins. Or are we made out of the same stuff and substance? And as we relax into the love, let's notice how it radiates. It automatically radiates from us, and it connects us to everybody around us. Anybody watching it at home can feel the connection from us, because love lives outside of time and space. Love exists in eternity. And so we are always and everywhere connected. And as we feel this connection that the Hindus called Indra's net, Indra's net is the webbing that connects every person, every plant, every life form, and all the godness in us, in a sacred space, in eternal time and space. So we are individually connected through and as spirit, and universally connected to each other. And let's just sit in that stillness. And whenever you're ready, let's just breathe again into our physical lungs and come back to the space and time. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. So let's say together, I embrace the holy nature of the earth. I embrace the holy nature of the earth. One more time. I embrace the holy nature of the earth. And we do. We are, in fact, part of the earth. We are 100% part of the earth as we are 100% divine. The sacredness in us blends with the sacredness of the earth, of whatever is living, of creation. This is a sacred moment. This is a moment of awe and wonder, of joy and appreciation, of resilience and relentlessness. This is a moment beyond time and space, and it connects us all in Indra's net. I am the sacred moment, and it is me. We are sacred joy, sacred appreciation, sacred awe and wonder. And we are grateful for this sacred presence as we release this prayer, knowing that the eternity of this sacred moment blesses me, it blesses everyone. And we say together, and so it is. So like the mariners and the muckleshoot, we know resilience pays off, resilience and relentlessness. The muckleshoot never gave up through 80 years of living. They're like, this is our reservation and we're going to be here. And the Mariners, 15 innings, all their pitchers, they hung in there. And now they're in Toronto. The Nobel Prize winners found by studying people that we are more amazing than we knew. That there is, regulatory T cells. Nobody ever knew what to do with autoimmune diseases, and suddenly there are cures on the horizon for things like Alzheimer's, diabetes, bipolar, arthritis, all this stuff. Because people looked for the sacred, looked for the power in the nature of how our immune systems worked. And Jane Goodall was able to step away from current science and using her intelligence and her heart. She befriended grandmother chimpanzee back when grandmother chimpanzee was a young mother. She befriended a whole tribe of chimpanzees and found out that they're as human as we are. They're as powerful, thoughtful, and helpful. So, let's once again say, I embrace the holy nature of the earth. Embrace the holy nature of the earth. I embrace the holy nature of the earth. So we are going to have a community meeting after we eat. And in the community meeting, we're going to talk about a few things, but this is mainly an opportunity for the board to listen to suggestions people may have for what they'd love even more about Genesis. Maybe things you love now, but maybe especially things that you'd love even better if they were different. It's like the Zen master said, you're perfect the way you are, and you could use some improvement. And this is true about Genesis. So we're going to start, we'll talk about our pledge drive, which we're kicking off next week. But I guess this is sort of a soft kickoff, where our theme is going to be a rising tide lifts all boats. So this is really what our theme is about, how by enriching each other, we can make each of us more prosperous, each of us more generous, each of us more capable. Each of us gets a glow up, and it benefits all of us to be part of that community where everybody is being glowed up. So now it's time for our prayer cards. I always talk about starting with a prayer demonstration. With a prayer demonstration, just writing anything you've ever dreamed of that you manifested. Anything you ever made come through, whether it was through relentlessness or magically dropped in your lap. That all counts as your power of manifestation. And then on the other side is a prayer. You can pray for our country, you can pray for the world, you can pray for yourself, for a friend, for a loved one. It can be prayer of need or prayer of gratitude. The prayers go to our practitioners who power them with their prayers. And so it has even more consciousness behind it. And now I think we'll have another song from Stephan.
I've been asking Spirit what my second song would be today, and it never did come to me until your talk. I love how Spirit always shows up on time. And I have to read the words, so it'll be kind of a relationship between the guitar and an a cappella. When I was a girl each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time that Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, the miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. Everything has changed since then. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. 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 Everything is holy now.
Thank you, Stephan. So, Genesis is a community dedicated to love, inspiring harmony, and creating connections to empower spiritual growth. And we love that you are here to share in that with us. Hi, Vicki. This is an invitation to participate in circulation, to connect with abundance and generosity. Your participation makes all this possible. We truly appreciate your support. Let us take a moment to craft our financial gift. And if you're on Facebook, please visit our website at genesiscsl.org, or you can text your tithe to 206-800-7595.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of Spirit on earth, and all you do and all you are is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I have and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. You're a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to the world.
So it is with open hearts we receive these gifts, knowing the fruits that come forth do powerful works. And we bless the givers, knowing that as we give, we receive tenfold. It is with deep gratitude that we give thanks. And so it is. Thank you for joining us today. Please join us after service for food and fellowship. I think we made it a community potluck, but I know that the main donators, servers, are from, I'm sorry, I forgot. Supper Club. It's been the same thing for 7 years. You'd think I'd remember. Okay, I will be in the alcove over here for prayer for those that wish to have prayer. And I wish everyone a week filled with joy, love, and true connection. So please stand and sing our closing song, I Release.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know that the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know that the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through one more day, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go and let it flow. And this is what you have to do. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.